Best bang for your buck clones. Hey guys, I'm George, the nice smelly gentleman, and it's time for your dose of some fragrance content. Today I'm going to talk about clones that I consider to be the best bang for your buck. Now, today's video will include a total of 5 clone fragrances. In the future I may cover more original scents, but basically, the idea that I've put behind this video is that I'm going to show you clone fragrances of famous, of popular original scents that in my opinion stands the best in the middle, sort of on a ground when it comes to how they perform, how good of a quality they have on their own, how close they smell to the original fragrance, how much they're priced in, and all that combined together basically presents the best bang for your buck when it comes to the clone of that original fragrance that I'm going to mention. And I'm going to start with something that's quite popular, but not as popular as its older brother. The original fragrance that I'm going to talk about first, it comes from the brand of Creed and it's called Creed Aventus Absolute. Now, the original Creed Aventus is a lot more popular when it comes to the original scent and when it comes to the amount of clones that we got out of especially the Middle Eastern brands. But lately we've seen more and more Creed Aventus Absolute clones also coming out. And from the ones that I've tried, in my opinion, I'm going to show you which one presents the best bang for your buck. Now, apart from this fragrance which I'm going to show you, it comes from the brand of Fragrance World and it's called Nightclub Absolute. There are a few other interesting options. For example, you've got one from Zimaya, you've got one from Armaf which stands somewhere here, that's called the Club de Nuit Precious, which is a very nicely done fragrance on its own, nice quality and performance and all that. You've got one from Afnan as well, Supremacy Collector's Edition, but for example the two offerings from Afnan and Armaf are more expensive, although they offer slightly higher quality and better performance, and the one from Zimaya feels more like a twist. The things that Nightclub Absolute does right and has going for it, first of all, is the fact that this smells very similar to the original one. In fact, that's the closest to the original that I've tried out of the Middle Eastern clone brands. Another thing is that on its own this has nice quality, it has good performance without being anything special, but it also has a pretty reasonable price tag. For example, it has less performance than Club de Nuit Precious and Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition, but this one is a lot cheaper as well, while again at the same time it offers pretty good quality, and this is probably the closest thing to Creed Aventus Absolute that I've tried. So overall this is a very nice option if you're looking for a Creed Aventus Absolute clone, and it's in my opinion one of the best releases from Fragrance World throughout 2025. There are other fragrances in this lineup, which all of them are Creed Aventus and Creed original scent, clone Creed original scents. The OG Nightclub is also a very nice clone of the OG Creed Aventus, but for today's video I went with Nightclub Absolute because I'm talking about Creed Aventus Absolute clones. Now the next original scent that I'm going to talk about comes from the brand of YSL, it's called Y Elixir, and again, it has become a little bit more popular. We've seen more and more clones of Y Elixir coming out. For example, Paris Corner have one, Lattafa have one, Arabiat Prestige also have a very nice one. But the one which, in my opinion, offers the best bang for your buck at the current time comes from the brand of Zimaya, and it's called Abadi Opulent. Now, unlike, for example, the stuff that we got from Lattafa, which is called Fakar Platin, this doesn't feel as chemical and as synthetic as the one from Lattafa. The one from Paris Corner strays a little bit more away from the original scent, and the one from Arabiat Prestige offers the best quality, but it's also the most expensive one out of the bunch. So in my opinion, Zimaya have done a very good job with Abadi Opulent, because this smells the closest out of all clones that I have at the moment to the original Y Elixir. This also offers nice quality on its own. It smells it has pretty good performance as well, and the price tag is also pretty comparable to the stuff from Lattafa and from Paris Corner as well. And out of all those three lower priced clones. Without any doubt, the Zimaya is my most favorite one, and in my opinion it offers the best bang for your buck. It smells fresh, has a bit of darkness on the dry down. It's a very versatile masculine fragrance that you can daily drive throughout the year. This can be a signature scent for someone out there, and overall this was a very good release from Zimaya in my opinion. Now the next original fragrance that I'm going to cover in today's video has been one of the most popular original scents to be cloned in 2025. The original fragrance is called God of Fire. It comes from the brand of Stephanie Humbert Lucas, and it's this tropical mango based fragrance that for some reason became super popular in no time at all, and a lot of the major Middle Eastern brands came up with their own versions of an alternative or a clone of God of Fire. Now in this case I'm going to show you the cheapest clone that I own and that I've tried of God of Fire, because in my opinion that cheapest clone offers the best bang for your buck. It comes from the brand of Lattafa. It's part of the Opulent line of fragrances, and it's called Opulent Dubai. I also really like the color combination here, this bright blue and golden colors. Now there are a few other very good clones of God of Fire, namely Vulcan Few. The one from Arabiat Prestige is called Kohol Luminous. Now both of those clones offer a lot higher quality compared to Opulent Dubai. They offer a lot better performance as well, but they are a lot more expensive. Out of the clones that I own of God of Fire, this is the cheapest one. I paid around about $20 for this one, and both those two others that are better in my opinion are like triple the price. So at the end of the day, in this case it will come all down to the pricing, because on its own Opulent Dubai smells pretty nice. It smells pretty close to the original fragrance and also offers pretty similar performance compared to the original one. And at the end of the day, if you only have to pay $20 in order to try and enjoy this scent profile, experience this scent profile, I see no reason for you to go out and spend $50–60 on something more expensive. For example, you can use this one as trying out the original scent profile. If you end up liking it, then you can go and spend the money on Vulcan Few or Kohol Opulent from Arabiat Prestige and get yourself a higher quality clone of God of Fire with a better performance. But at the end of the day, this video is about your best bang for buck, and in this case, when it comes to God of Fire clones, for me the clear winner is Opulent Dubai from Lattafa. Now the next original fragrance that I'm going to tell you which I think the best bang for your buck clone is, comes from the brand of Dior, and it's one of their best-selling fragrances, probably the best-selling fragrance, and I'm talking about the original Dior Sauvage. You can use this one as a alternative of Dior Sauvage EDP as well, and this is probably the best-selling men's fragrance of all time as well. It's kind of strange to talk about a Dior Sauvage clone at the end of 2025, but it seems that nowadays the interest surrounding Dior Sauvage has resurrected for some reason. The clone that I'm about to show just came out a month ago or something like that. I've read that some other brands are also coming out with their new versions of a Dior Sauvage clone. So at the moment, from what is available on the markets, I think this is the best one. It comes from the brand of French Avenue, and it's called Zenith Blue. And this smells superb. It smells very similar to Dior Sauvage, maybe feeling a little bit fresher, but other than that, super close. It has a very nice quality, and it's as versatile as the original fragrance. Now there are a lot of Dior Sauvage clones, but the thing about pretty much the rest of those clones is that they were older releases. Armaf have a couple, some other brands have a couple, but they were released at the time when clone fragrances weren't that good, really. I'm not saying they're bad fragrances on their own. So the fact that this came out in 2025 and is sold under one of the more luxurious Middle Eastern clone brands automatically means that this will have the highest quality at the moment. So even though it's a little bit more expensive than let's say the Armaf offerings, I think it's worth it because this smells very close to the original fragrance, offers really nice quality, and also the performance is pretty much on par with what you get with the current formulations of Dior Sauvage EDT. So the best bang for your buck when it comes to a Dior Sauvage clone right now will be Zenith Blue from the brand of French Avenue. And the last original scent that I'm going to feature in today's video comes from the brand of Parfums de Marley. and it's called Althaïr. Now, ever since the last part of 2024, that original scent has been very popular with Middle Eastern clone brands, and there are a lot, and I mean like a lot of clones of Althaïr. The other so popular original fragrance is Le Male Elixir, possibly, but you know, Le Male Elixir and Althaïr have spawned many clones. Now, just like with some other popular original scents out there, Althaïr has a lot of clones that can be split into a few different categories. For example, we have clones of Althaïr which don't feel like an exact clone, they feel more like an inspirations. Then you've got clones that try to do a straight up copy job. Now, in this my suggestion for the best bang for your buck when it comes to an Althaïr clone will be probably the first Althaïr clone that became very famous. It comes from the brand of French Avenue, and it's called Liquid Brune. Now, I've talked a lot about this fragrance many times. To this day, I think this remains one of the very best options, and probably when it comes to the scent, this is the closest thing that you can get to Althaïr itself. It's a little bit more expensive, but the good thing about Liquid Brune is the fact that it's been around for a while, around about a year now, maybe even a little bit over a year, and that means that with time the pricing has gone down a little bit, just like with any other clone. And nowadays this can be found for a lot cheaper money than it used to cost. When this was launched, it used to cost somewhere like 60-70 euros, $60-70. At that price point it used to be one of the more expensive clones, but nowadays you can find this for, let's say, around about 40 euros, 35-40 euros, around about $40. At that price point, even though it's still a little bit more expensive than some other stuff, let's say, for example, Armaf's Lions Club Monarch, Hadlash have their own version, Maison Asrar have their own version. All of those are a little bit cheaper than Liquid Brune, but since the pricing of Liquid Brune has dropped, at the current time, in my opinion, this offers the best bang for your buck. Yes, you'll pay a little bit extra, but you'll get probably the best clone of Althaïr that you can get, pretty much. The quality is very nice, the performance is superb with this one. This even outperforms the original when it comes to projection, in my experience. So at the end of the day, you'll spend a little bit extra, but you get the best possible clone of Althaïr. So if you're after that, I believe that Liquid Brune offers the best bang for your buck. And so guys, in today's video I showed you a total of 5 clone fragrances that offer the best bang for your buck when it comes to cloning the original scents that they have been inspired by. I hope that you found today's video interesting or useful. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me in my next video for your dose of some fragrance content. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.